We're sitting at Howe House in Windsor with Kerry Watterson, who works for Hawkesbury Council. And Kerry's going to give us a little bit of history about some of the paranormal goings-on that have happened in this house. Thanks for joining us, Kerry.
Thank you. There's just a couple of stories that I've been told about Howe House. One, a lady from the Historical Society, they used to be in here and they had a counter, and they used to, they had people coming in and out, and she was disturbed a number of times by a gentleman coming down the stairs in a top hat, and she apparently seen him on several occasions, so she was quite, in fact she was quite blasé about it. Another story was someone came around to the museum and asked about why was there someone in the house the night before, and there wasn't anyone there, and they'd seen a face at the window, and they asked whether there was a dummy there or there was somebody in the house, and the staff of the museum said no, there was no one in the house. And I've been also told that there's been a few sightings of a distressed young lady walking around the house, obviously in a distressed state, and she's been sighted a few times.
We're sitting here with Jan now from Hawkesbury Council. Jan is quite sensitive, and she's also heard a few things about Howe House which she's going to share with us.
So the house had a medium come to visit, and whilst here they went out into the back area here where there's a plough, and she saw two children playing there happily, and one of them was David, a boy who was actually died in the front bedroom at the left hand side upstairs, and the child that was with him was a little girl from a different era called Amanda, and she apparently had happened on him here and found that he was such a nice boy, stayed with him, and they're still together playing happily outside. And when they asked why hadn't they moved on, they said that it was too nice here and they were staying.
So can I ask about David? Is that an actual fact that a boy named David died? Is there historical references to?
I haven't investigated,
right,
but it's certainly
okay.
one to do.
I'll have to look that up.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. If you walk close to me, it'll come up on the camera like a shadow. My eyes are playing tricks on me, but I thought I just saw the reflection of a face in that window over there. And we're 2 stories up, so I don't think so. It suddenly got a lot darker in here. Suddenly got a lot darker in here, and I thought I just saw someone standing. It's hard because there's green laser light shining in my face. Thought I just saw someone standing right there. You can come closer. Come closer. It's okay. Do you want to touch my hand? We won't hurt you. It's funny that I thought I saw somebody standing there in the same general area as I thought I saw a face in the window earlier. There's a connection. It was just a peripheral. Someone was standing there.
My first visual was when you walk into the front door. It was your first room to the left. I went in there, I took my shoes off and I sat on the bare floorboards, and I could feel the energy of the floorboards. So I took some time just to settle in and do my breathing. Then I getting some different images through my head, And one of them was that I could hear people, it's not like they were rejoicing or celebrating or anything like that. It was like it was a regular occurrence that happened there. So they were drinking, they were all pretty joyful and pretty happy. But I was thinking, because we've got the Macquarie Arms next door to us, I was wondering, okay, is that maybe because I could hear the music from next door, is that what is interfering with the images that I was getting in my mind? When I finished my vigil, I went and asked the lovely ladies at Hawkesbury Council for if they had any information on the building. So they gave me an information sheet, and when I was reading through that, they let me know that, or I read through that it was an inn. So people would have used that level of the building for an inn. So they would have been drinking and socialising and all the rest of it. So I thought, winning.
So you just did your lone vigil. Where were you for the lone vigil?
Very front, if you're looking at the house, very front, lower right-hand room.
Right.
It's weird, the only way to sort of describe it to is you feel like there's a bit of a pressure being applied to the floorboards right in front of the fireplace.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting at the table and you're facing back at the door, you can feel it behind you.
Yeah. And what was a question you asked me before about the windows?
I just asked if they had reports of anyone sort of being seen in that room.
Through the windows?
Through the windows and also in the room itself. The only thing I can put it down to is, while the floorboards are actually moving and stuff like that, I mean, the thought of a very early 30s aged gentleman, very thin set, seems quite short, maybe about 5'6", 5'7", in, it's gonna sound weird, in like a black suit or a black dinner jacket, very long tails.
Yeah.
High white collar, little bow, almost looking like sort of neck piece Colonel Sanders would wear.
Yep.
Facial hair. Little bit of a goatee.
Yep.
Maybe say about yay long, about an inch past his chin.
Yep.
But it's very, very thin set.
And you said his hair was thinning? Long hair?
Thin up top, but hair sort of down to the base of his neck. Jet black. It doesn't feel intelligent, almost feels residual. You know, I tried just sitting there and just tuning out and was getting absolutely nothing except for this one image.
And what was he doing in there?
Just standing around.
Because Sasha had a feeling earlier that room was more like a cigar room,
yeah.
A men's cigar room, and the room opposite it was more like the ladies' drawing room.
That could be it, because I'm a cigar smoker.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Howdy, Daz here. Just doing a bit of a lone vigil in the dead room, the old morgue. It's quite a small building, if you could call it a building. It's a small room, let's be honest. So yeah, spend a little bit of time in here and let's see what happens. Can you make a noise? Can you knock on the table or maybe rattle the door handle?
Okay, Sash, so I believe you just had an occurrence happen upstairs?
Yeah, so we were in the second level in one of the rooms that comes off the main room, and Scott and I were sitting in there asking questions, and we could feel the floor vibrating underneath us, like there were footsteps around us. Nothing was happening on the ghost box, so we said, can you give us one sign and we will leave? Then we started feeling the floor vibrate again, then all of a sudden the alarms went off.
Pretty intense.
It was pretty intense.
So this is Ryan, one of our investigators, and Ryan has just spent a little over an hour in the old dead house. So talk us through, Ryan, what did you do when you got there?
Okay, so when we first got there, I went into the morgue by myself, did a lone visual. My dad was outside taking photos. Did a little visual by myself with the camera. Had the REM pod set up, had the millimeter, nothing happening, pretty dead on the punt. Yeah, and then I went out of the room, and then Daz did a lone visual by himself. We each went for about 15-20 minutes each, and then after that we both went in the room and did some ghost box sessions together, and again nothing came up, no paranormal evidence, so to speak. It was yeah, pretty quiet.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, thank you.